Okay guys, this is my attempt at making pizza, and I'm gonna start off with making a pizza dough, and this will require flour, easy bake yeast, and dash of salt, and some olive oil, but in this case I'm gonna be using corn oil because I have more of it. We'll just see. Now, with the measurements I'm gonna be using, I'm gonna end up with roughly around 2 balls of dough, which is enough for 2 bases. Just depends on how big of a pizza you want, so yeah, let's get started. I'm gonna be measuring out around 4 cups of flour using this plastic jug, because I don't have any cups. Two cups. You don't need to sieve the flour, just throw it right in. Cups. It's perfect. It's around 2 cups. I'm not really a person for measuring, so I just do it by eye. Then I'm gonna add the yeast. 2.5 tablespoons of yeast. Goes right in there. And I'm gonna use a half teaspoon, 2 teaspoons, 2.5. And then 2 teaspoons of salt. One, 2. Now I'm gonna mix all the dry ingredients first before adding all the water and oil in. I'm gonna start by mixing it with a rubber spatula. Oops, a bit messy. There we go. Once you got the ingredients thoroughly mixed, you're gonna first add your oil. So about 1/4 cup of oil. I'm gonna see how much olive oil I have. I think I have enough olive oil here. So 1/4 cup. Maybe mix in a bit of corn oil. Make up for. I know it might seem a lot, but it's a good ratio for how much flour I have in. And then I'm going to add about 2 to 3 cups of warm water. It's to activate the yeast. Get that nice fluffy dough. You don't want the water to be too hot because it will kill the yeast. So just measure it by dipping your finger in and seeing how hot it is, how warm. So this is enough. Just add the water bit by bit, stirring in. You don't want the dough to be too wet. You want it to be just right. So just use your judgment to see how much water you need. So, and then after we've mixed the dough, we've formed it, we're gonna knead it for a couple seconds. get it thoroughly mixed. And then we're gonna put it in a warm, dry place for the yeast to act, to raise the dough. Needs a bit more water. So this is, I think, my third or fourth attempt making the pizza dough. By attempts I mean successful attempts. So yeah. And this is actually my first time filming and talking at the same time, which is crazy for me because I'm not very talkative. Okay, looks fine. Then I'm gonna move on with my hands. Now, if the dough seems too wet, you can add sprinkles of flour into it, just to counteract the wetness. In this case, it's a bit wet. Sprinkle some flour in there. And it does get a bit messy, so, you know, like I say, it's not cooking if you don't make a mess. Well, that's just me, because I like to make a big mess. There we go. Hopefully this cooking commentary will turn out okay, because I don't like my voice. I think it's a bit too nasally, but you be the judge. There you go. Got some dough right there. There we go, the dough. Now I'm going to cover it with a towel and then put it somewhere warm. My oven is not hot, it's just a bit warm because I don't have anywhere else to put it in. It's maybe around 20 degrees in the oven. Just give it somewhere to rise for a couple. Alright guys, it's been about an hour. I've let the dough rise. See, it's doubled, tripled in size. And now I'm gonna cut it in half just to portion it. So I'm gonna cut it in half. Keep the other half for tomorrow, maybe might make more, but for today I'm just gonna make one. I'm gonna flour the surface that I'm gonna work on so the dough doesn't stick. I'm just gonna see, the dough may become more wet, I guess, because of the moisture caused by the yeast releasing the gases. Okay, now put that here. I'm gonna cut the dough into two. Let's save the second one for later, so evenly cut. So, and before I put this one away, I'm just gonna knead it a bit. Alright, this dough I'm gonna save for later. There. Just gonna move the camera a bit. Here we go. Okay, now for the other dough. gonna knead it for a couple seconds. Flatten it out. There we go. Okay. Now, made the dough ball. And I use the rolling pin to roll it out, so I'm going to cover the rolling pin with a bit of flour so the dough doesn't stick. Dough's pretty warm, so there we go. I'm going to try and roll it into as perfect circle as I can. It doesn't matter if it's not perfect. And I'm going to try and fit it into this pizza pan. It's about 33 centimeters in diameter. And you want to roll out the dough to around 1 millimeter to 2 millimeters thick, because if you put it in the oven it will just rise, so it doesn't matter how thin it is. Okay. Okay, stretching it out a bit. Feels fine. Just kind of stretching it out a bit. Okay, and then I'm going to put it in this pan. I'm going to butter it up a bit. I don't have a brush, so I'm using a kitchen towel to just kind of grease it up a bit so it doesn't stick later on when it cooks. And you're gonna want to turn the oven to around 200 degrees Celsius. And if there are any folks working on Fahrenheit, maybe people in America, maybe around 380 to 400 degrees Fahrenheit, it's probably the equivalent, or gas mark 6. There, fully oiled. I know this dough doesn't look as good shape wise, but I've got a way to get around that. So dough's flat. Then for me, I like to kind of shape it in an elaborate way. So I would fold it here, then fold it here, and just go around in a circle folding it. It doesn't matter if the crust isn't even. I just like it, like the crust thick, so I can just like dip it. Maybe you could do a stuffed crust. I could do stuffed crust. Did stuffed crust once. It's alright. It's good. Okay, there we go. See, that side's a bit thick, so I don't care. Just want pizza. Alright. This I usually use bolognese sauce because it has you know, flavor already in it, like onions, herbs, etc. But since I'm in a hurry, I'm just gonna use tomato passata and just for the tomato base. Jeez, spilled stuff. Just gonna spread it out. May look messy, but it's fine. Really should have used something thicker. Oh. It's the first time I used passata on a pizza. Okay, now next step is to obviously put your toppings on. My toppings for this one would be obviously mozzarella cheese, because I love cheese, and meat, German salami, and then I'm gonna sprinkle a bit of beef mince for that, you know, kind of beef bits look to it. Sprinkle some cheese onto this. I feel like it's super cheesy. There you go. And add a bit of German salami. I'm just gonna load it with meat because I love meat. I go to the gym a lot, so I need all my proteins. And I don't mind eating this whole pizza because I know what's gone into it. Not really that much of a health conscious guy right now because I don't know, screw it, I just like food. There we go. Yeah, why not? Actually, see. Food making for me is all about design as well. Most importantly, taste. I love food. Then I'm gonna add some sprinkle of mince. Sprinkle of mince. Like kind of make rub them together to make kind of like little bits of balls. So then as soon as I'm done with this, I'm gonna top it off with another layer of cheese, and then I'm just gonna pop it into the oven for 15 to 20 minutes depending on how well the crust is cooked. Though you don't want it too brown, you want it to be soft and light golden yellow, I guess. See? Not that bad. Looks good. And at a quarter of the cost of a normal pizza. So this is gonna go into the oven for 15-20 minutes, 200 degrees Celsius. Gas mark 6, 380 to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. And yeah, I'll see what the finished product looks like. Alright guys, this is it, moment of truth. I'm gonna take the pizza out of the oven and we'll see how it looks. It's been about 15 minutes. Ah, perfect. Now this is pizza. How do you like that pizza? Hey? I'm so hungry. I want to eat it so much. Yeah. Crust. Not too hard, too soft. And gonna cut it. Ooh, all that cheese and meat. And to think I still have another ball of dough to make tomorrow if I want to. It'll just all be beef mince. Nice and golden. There you go. Now let's see. Let's see it. Yeah, it's fine. Thin crust. Anyways, that's it. That's my pizza. Hope you guys enjoyed watching me cook this pizza, and hopefully you guys can make yourselves a nice batch of pizza with my instructions. Hopefully they're not too vague. And yeah, I'll destroy this bad boy off camera. Bye guys.